Capricorn, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot, and this is a brand new channel, so this will be your first reading from me, December 2023. My name is Carol, and this channel is all about shadow work. So what I'm going to be trying to do on this channel is to bring up some patterns that are showing up in your life for you, and how I want to look at how they're related to your shadow, and then I'm always going to look towards the tarot to give me some guidance as to how to deal with that pattern that's showing up because your shadow is coming up. And then at the end, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you from the Animal Spirit deck. If you want some more information on shadow work, if you're new to it, or you just want to sort of look at something that I've put out, I'll always link it up above. And that video will come from my other channel called Carol Cares. And on that other channel, I have a lot of mental health videos to help you with struggles that you might be facing, like anxiety, depression, fear, lots of other emotions on there, how to process your emotions, how to journal, and how to ground yourself. And so at the end of this video, besides asking the tarot to give you some guidance, I'm also going to give you some guidance with the videos that I have from my other channel. So if I think that you need to work on an emotion, if I think that you need to do some grounding or some journaling, I will suggest that, and it'll relate to the shadow aspect that's coming up for you. So let's get started. I'm going to first ask the tarot, the Light Seers Tarot. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to pull a single card for each area and just 1 card. I do not want any more on the top layer. So I'm going to first ask the tarot for the pattern that is showing up in your life right now that you're aware of. And then I'm also going to pull 1 card for the shadow aspect that's coming up that's linked to that pattern. And then I'm going to ask for some guidance. So I'm going to ask the tarot for 1 card for the pattern that Capricorn is aware of that's showing up in their life right now. So just 1 card for Capricorn, please, for the pattern that's showing up. 1 card, please. 1 card for Capricorn. 1 card, please. Seven of Cups. Can you give me 1 card for the shadow aspect that's related to that pattern? 1 card for the shadow aspect that's related to that pattern. Too many cards here. 1 card. 10 of Swords. Can you give me guidance, please? Guidance for this shadow aspect. Guidance from the tarot. 1 card for guidance from the tarot. Justice. Okay, let's talk about these 3 cards. Let's look at the 7 of Cups. Yeah. All right, so the 7 of Cups card comes up, and this looks like it's kind of a sort of a game he's playing where he has things that are hidden under his cups. Yeah, it kind of looks like a snakes and ladders game, right? Where he's not sure which one to choose because he knows if he chooses one, it's going to take him in one direction. And we know if we've played this game when we were young and you had to go down that ladder, no, it was actually a snake that you had to go down. And, you know, that's when you might have cried or something and ran away and quit the game. But, yeah, so this card is kind of, you know, pointing out that there's just so many things out there to distract us. And there's a lot of choices. And, you know, cups are about our emotions, but it's also about our desires and our dreams. And, you know, in the 7 of Cups in the Rider-Waite, there's a person looking at all these cups, and they've got these interesting things coming out of all the cups, and he's standing there looking at them all, and they're just all so attractive, you know. There's so much out there in our outer world that's, you know, that will sometimes distract us from maybe shadow work or maybe going inward. So yeah, this to me talks about maybe there's just a lot of distractions going on right now in your life. We'll see if the tarot comes up with that. The Ten of Swords comes up right now, and the Ten of Swords tells, you know, there's these crows are flying away. Crows are messengers often, and if they're hanging around, they have a message for us. But I think in this card that the crows are flying away because I think you've been through a tough time. These are swords, so you have been through a really tough cycle, and these crows are now leaving you. And sometimes when you have just when you're finally worked through a lot of a certain issue that you were working on, and you're finally, you know, at a place where, oh, I think it's finally, you know, I've worked through this. It sometimes can get, you know, a bit lonely. I'm hearing the word loneliness now. So it's almost like when you've cleared something out of your system, it's left an emptiness inside, and that's a weird feeling because you've spent all this time working through this, and now you've worked through it, and you know, there's this emptiness now. It's just a weird feeling, I know. And then the guidance says there's some justice is balance, and I'm wondering if there's some things that need to balance out for you, or if there's something else you need to work on, just one more thing sometimes before you actually get to the balance. Or maybe it'll give you some suggestions as what we're going to do to sort of bring things now into an even keel, sort of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some cards from the Rider-Waite, and I'm going to clarify these. I would like to get 3 to 5 cards for each one. So I'm going to ask the tarot if you can give me seven, give me cards to clarify the 7 of Cups. You got the Star for 1. 2 more cards, please. 2 more cards for the 7 of Cups. 2 more cards for the 7 of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I do read reversals. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the 7 of Wands upright. 3 more cards for the 10 of Swords, please. 3 cards for the 10 of Swords to clarify the 10 of Swords. 3 cards to clarify the 10 of Swords. The Fool upright. 2 more cards, please, to clarify the 10 of Swords. 2 more cards to clarify the 10 of Swords. Way too many there. 2 more cards to clarify. And I got the Temperance card in reverse. 1 more card, please, to clarify. 1 more card to clarify this. It did give me 3 more. I will take them. The Lovers in reverse. The 5 of Swords in reverse. And the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. And Justice. We're going to clarify Justice with 3 cards, please. Tarot, 3 cards to clarify Justice. 3 cards for Justice. 3 cards for Justice. 3 cards for Justice. 3 cards for Justice. The 8 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 8 of Cups, Queen of Cups, 1 more, please. 1 more. Oh, this one fell out. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. Okay, I won't need any further clarification. This is good. Okay, so talked about the 7 of Cups and how just a lot of maybe distractions, a lot of things, a lot of choices out there for you, that game of snakes and ladders. So what is the pattern that's showing up? Well, I'm seeing the Star card, first of all, that's coming up for you. And the Star card for me is, it talks about joy. And I know, like, one of the things that's really hard if you've been through a lot, and you know, I have complex trauma, so you know, whenever I wanted to actually get in touch with what brings me joy in my life, it was just always so hard. Like when people say, okay, so if you had the choice of what you wanted to do, what would you do? What would bring you joy? Because look at this card is saying, you know, we have all these choices. You get to do what you want to do. If you could do what you wanted to do, I don't know what position you're in right now, what is it that you would want to do? What is it that you would want to do? Like, what would bring you happiness? And sometimes that can be a really tough question. I can't tell you how many times I would just, I don't know. And so it's tough a question sometimes, like what would bring you happiness? What would you want to do? Because the Wheel of Fortune is coming up. The Wheel of Fortune is coming up. And the Wheel of Fortune says, you know, it's turning and it's saying, no, there's some abundance that's coming your way here. Upright position, wheel is about, it's turning and there's abundance that's coming. There's something, if you want some joy here to be experienced for you, but it's in reverse. So I think it's almost like, sometimes I think of, you know, the Ferris wheel going on around and then it stops at the top. You gotta let people off or let people on, or it just gets stuck up there. So I feel like yours is stuck right now. You're really, you know, you're in a pattern here where you just don't know what could bring you joy in your life right now. Just don't know. And also there's a part of you right now. Out of all the cards in the deck, this is one of my favorite cards. This is one of my favorite cards. I'm going to tell you why. Because you have this individual that's up on top of a hill, and the big thing is here, the thing that really strikes me is that this journey can get really lonely sometimes, really lonely. Because sometimes you don't get the support you want, you don't get the validation you want, and when you decide to go at it, when you decide to heal and be committed to this journey, it really is a journey that you do yourself. It really is. If you're fortunate enough, I found a really amazing therapist, and she was the person that I really, you know, relied on, but I was still very much on my own. Like you're the one that has to go through your emotions. You're the one that has to work through all of your shadow. No one else can do it for you. And when you decide to do this journey, go on this journey, it can be very lonely, and there's going to be people below here that aren't really going to be supportive, and some people will try to pull you down. Some people do become jealous. Some people want you to be the person that you used to be. And so he's really much, this person's a non-conformist, right? Look at his shoes. He's got two different shoes on here. And he really is going about something, you know, a unique individual. You know, he's going to do what he wants to do. He's going to do what he wants to do. So, and that's what this card is asking you to do. This card right here, it says you have a lot of choices out there. A lot of choices. There's something out there for you. The star says, you know, there's something out there for you. The Wheel of Fortune says there's something going to bring you some joy. The star says there's something out there that's going to bring you joy, but the Wheel of Fortune is stuck right now. There's something there for you. And, you know, you might have to go alone. Not everybody's going to support what you want to do. And so that's the pattern you're in right now. And let's get some clarification on that. So what's coming up in your shadow? It's very interesting. The Ten of Swords, we said, you know, you've been through some real agony here, and you're at a period right now where, you know, this is the one where you see it in the Rider-Waite, where the individual's laying down kind of on their stomach and they have all these swords in their back, because you know, they've been through some really rough time. You've been through maybe a rough period, and the Fool here is saying, you know, you're at a period where you're being asked, you know, what do you want to do? What is it that will bring you joy in your life? And your shadow is saying, it's time now to take a leap and go forward on your own. And go forward on your own. Yeah, there are going to be people that are not going to support you. They're just not, unfortunately. It's time to put yourself first and take a leap of faith and just trust that this is going somewhere. The Temperance card comes in reverse, because the Temperance card is saying, you know, this journey that you're on, it's not something that happens quickly. Sometimes things happen very slowly, and that's for a reason. And Temperance says, you know what, maybe it's just not time. You need to kind of, you know, realize that this journey, certain things need to work out before things happen in your life. And that is in reverse. And so I'm feeling like maybe you're getting a little bit impatient. The Lover's card comes in reverse. So let's look at it upright first. Here's the Lover's card right here. And the Lover's card, it has two individuals on here, a male and a female, which to me represents the male aspect and the female aspect of ourselves. And the male represents the conscious part, which is everything to do with our mind. And the female represents the unconscious part, which is the hidden part of ourselves. And this male right here, he's not even really, he's looking out. He's looking out. And the female is looking up. Because the female is the one that is connected to her intuition. And she's also connected to the unconscious, the hidden part of what we don't see, our shadow. And the female is also connected to some gifts that we have that are hidden in our shadow. Everybody has gifts. She's connected to intuition. She's connected to creativity. And so this comes in reverse because it's saying that there's some kind of a resistance to going inwards, and finding out, you know, maybe look, when we go inwards, we can also discover our intuition, which is our internal guidance system. And that will tell us a bit about, you know, which way to kind of go, because in this beginning part here, you're not really sure what it is you would like to do next. And Temperance is kind of saying to me, you know, it's going to take time. It's going to take time, and also maybe you need to take some time to start going inwards and trying to figure out, you know, what it is I like. Because what I'm seeing showing up here is the Five of Swords is come in reverse. Now, this particular, Seven of Swords in reverse. So, Swords is all about our mind, our belief systems, our patternings, our conditionings. This is everything we picked up when we were a child. And this individual looks like he's stealing, he's getting away with something. But look how he's holding the swords. You know, he's holding them by the edges, which is very, very dangerous. And it's coming in reverse here. This particular individual thinks that he's getting away with something, but what he's done is he has stolen others' belief systems about himself. He's running away with what he believes other people have told him who he is. So these belief systems and patterns and conditionings he's picked up as a child from other people of what he is really like. And so he's adopted these. And they're in reverse now because they're in your shadow. And this is what's controlling a lot of what's going on with you right now. So I can see that in your head you're doing a lot of spinning around about this, and you have a lot of thoughts that are coming through your head and telling you, you know, what you should be doing and shouldn't be doing, and there's conflicting thoughts here going on. But this card that comes up, this final card in your shadow, says there's two children here that are exchanging a cup. And, you know, in the beginning I asked you, what would bring you joy? What is it that would bring you joy? And this card says, well, you know, you need to connect to your inner children. You need to connect to what they want and ask them what they want. I'm going to be honest with you, when I first started this journey, at the beginning of my journey, there was a time when I was asked by my therapist to journal about to journal and talk to my inner child and literally say, what do you want? What would bring you joy? And my inner child wanted me to go out and buy a doll. And I'm like, I'm not going to go out and buy a doll for myself. But that's what my inner child wanted. She just wanted a dolly. And so I remember I went to Walmart and I bought a doll. Picked a doll off the shelf, and I thought, which one looks the most like, you know, realistic Dolly? And that's what she wanted. And so, because I knew there was a lot of grieving that I needed to do, and so whenever I was grieving, I just grabbed the little dolly and I held on to her, because that's my little child that's grieving. And so she wanted a dolly. And so this is saying, you know, go inwards, and you need to find out what your inner child inside of you wants. What do you like to do? What does your child want to do? Maybe your child wants to go play somewhere, wants to get on a bike, wants to, you know, watch some children's show. Sometimes you can watch some children's show on TV, especially it's near, you know, holiday season, so there's some real sad Christmas shows come on, and sometimes they have, you know, sad endings, and that might help you get some of the grief out that you need, because your inner child is wanting to connect to you. Your inner child wants you to listen to them and talk to them and communicate to them, to ask what will bring you joy. And so the guidance here is, in order to bring this balance to your life, you know, because, you know, I think you're struggling with a direction, you're struggling with what would bring you joy in your life, and we all have that. And the Eight of Cups is coming up for us and saying, you know, sometimes it's just time to walk away. Sometimes it's time to walk away, and that may mean just finally taking some time to yourself and going inwards. And the Queen of Cups is coming up to tell us, you know, the Queen is very much someone that is, she's our feminine side. Our Queen loves the body. So she's telling us that in order to feel, I think there's some feeling that needs to take place here to get to some of the emotions that our inner child is feeling. Our inner children hold a lot of our grief, hold a lot of our shame, and she's not afraid. She wants you to take on the energy of the Queen of Cups. Her emotions are supposed to flow. They're all flowing here. The water's flowing around her. Emotions are supposed to flow in and flow out, flow in and flow out. They're not supposed to get stuck in us, and that's what happens when we're children, when things happen where we have these emotions and they get stuck in us. And that's why it's so difficult for you to get to your joy, because I think you have a lot of grieving to do before you can figure out what it is that what would bring you some great joy. And the Queen of Cups is saying it's time to walk away, get yourself some stillness, get into your body, to get to these emotions. And yeah, this Ten of Swords is showing up for you again. Did we not see it? Yes, we did see it over here. So yeah, there's some real, this cycle is going to come up for you again, where there's some real healing that needs to be done here. Some real healing that needs to be done. And that, you know, to find out who you really are. You know, our swords are all about our authenticity and what we want to do with our life, our creativity, but swords are just getting to who we really are. And I think this sort of this reading is kind of part of figuring out what we want to do, part of figuring out what would make us happy, is really going inwards, getting quiet, going inwards and figuring it out, you know. Yeah, what are these swords that are hurting me so much? What are they? So I'm going to pick a final spirit animal for you, and then I'll suggest some videos for you. Spirit animal for Capricorn. Spirit animal for Capricorn. A spirit animal for Capricorn. A spirit animal for Capricorn, please. Yeah, Rhino Spirit says, you know, you can overcome any obstacle. You can. And I know I'm seeing a lot of swords here, but I know you can overcome this. And there, you know, you ended with this Ten of Swords here, and you know, maybe that's the next cycle that's coming up for you. But I know you can get to this. And you're going to get to this by processing your emotions. You can overcome this. You can figure out where your joy is, what brings you joy in life. You can overcome this. And so I'm going to suggest for you some videos on grounding and how to get back into your body, so that when you start getting back and you ground and you take the time and you get still and you take the time to get in your body, emotions are going to start coming up for you. And yes, it's going to bring you some pain. That's what shadow work is all about. But you can overcome it, you know? You can overcome this. And then once you peel away those layers of the shame and the guilt and things like those kind of emotions, then you start really getting in touch with your inner child, and you can start asking your inner child, you know, what can I do? What can I do for you to bring some joy into your life? So good luck with that.